in this video, I'm going to show you how I go from getting a commission to each page to working out the RPM so I can compare how different pages perform relative to each other. So here in this spreadsheet, you can see the data I got in the last one. I've just done 3 random pages from my website as an example. So that's how much money they earned for the last month, and that's the URL. So then what I want to do is get how many page views they had, each of these posts, and then I'll know how much money it's making per 1,000 page views. Now, it doesn't matter if it only has 5 page views or whatever. It doesn't have to be over 1,000 for this to work. Okay, it doesn't matter at all. So we go to Google Analytics. And you can see in here, if you go to, I really hope you already know how to do this, but if you go to behavior, site content, all pages, you can see how many page views each page get. Now to find it easily, I suggest you just do a search for part of the URL name. So I did it for Gaul in Sri Lanka, and that's 923. So once you get that, you just come back here and you put in 923 and you set up this RPM formula. So it's basically just the commission divided by the number of page views divided by 1,000. Okay, and that will tell you how much money you're making per 1,000 page views. So that's making $12. You know, like in any other niche, these would not be great anyway, but because hotels pay so poorly, it makes it quite low. But I actually find I get about $10 RPM across all of Where's Sharon. Now, when you consider that many of my posts aren't actually monetized. I have a ton of posts on Where's Sharon, anything that earns decent traffic. So basically, generally that's 500 page views plus. I put affiliate links in, or it depends. Some articles like this next one we're going to look at, it's a hotel review, right? So if someone's looking at a hotel review, it's much more likely they're going to convert. They're in more of that buying mindset. You know, why would you read a detailed hotel review unless you're thinking about going there? So then I'll add a link on a lower page view. So yeah, a ton aren't, or you know, like a lot of people look at my homepage in there, so that's not really going to help me make money either. So that means the posts that do convert well, you know, they're much higher than the much higher RPM than $10, so that I reach that sort of in average. But anyway, moving along. So Sunwing, let's go see how many page views that had. We just go in here and we put in Sunwing so we can find that page views. Okay, so it's 122. And then we look at Penang. One of my favorite posts because I loved living in Penang so much. So that's 4,563. Okay, so you need to do that, and yes, it's a little bit painful. It's quite manual. It'll take you a little bit of time, but it is, I promise it is actually faster than what you think. I can usually do this for a whole lot of posts within a couple of hours, all of this process. So then we look at this RPM. Now, what we really care about here is the relativeness. So if I was doing this with a lot of posts, I would sort this so we can go to data. We'll go downwards. So we see what's going well. And what we want to determine from this is taking a look at these posts, you know, why is it going so much better than the other ones? What can we learn from that? What are we doing different in those posts? What's better? So what we would do now is go open these posts up and take a quick look and see what's happening. You know, why are they better? Like, why is this earning so much higher than the other ones? Now, even without opening it up, I know what this is. I know why it would be earning more. You know, it's a review on one hotel. And like I said before, these people are going to be more in a buying mindset that is doing this. They're much more likely to want to click on that link, you know, and see what those latest prices are. And check it out more, right? Beautiful hotel. I did love it. So, you know, I know why that one is going to earn more than these posts, which are general guides about things to do in those locations that have hotel sections. So they just do not convert as well. What's really great though is when you have a destination that you can use other affiliates for. Unfortunately, there's not that many choices online for buying attraction tickets at the moment, but some of my posts do well out of that. Anything you can sort of add like that kind of helps those posts push along too. So say if we look at this goal one as well, it follows my more general layout. The Penang one is the same, and you can see they earn about the same. So when I go and look at these and they're kind of doing the same thing, it's really not that surprising. I have got a hotel, so I talk about a hotel. I give more review to the one we stayed at, and then I give some other options. And then I do the same with Unawatona, which is right near Gold, because we stayed there too in a separate hotel. Just as a side note, you see this red around it because I have an extension that highlights which links are no follow. So of course, because these are affiliate links, they're marked like that, but it doesn't really look like that. Anyway, that's what you're trying to work out in this step. I'm going to go through these articles more in detail in a minute and tell you what works and for me and what converts well in a post for me. But the main thing you want to get from this step is which ones are converting really well. So the ones that are converting well are these ones at the top here that earn the most RPM, not what earn the most commission, but the most RPM. And learn from that. Like if I had these two guides, which, are kind of the same type of article, and this Sri Lanka one was earning, like 20 and Penang was only getting an RPM of like 5, I'd be like, okay, what am I doing in that Sri Lanka one that I'm not doing in that Penang one? And try and learn what exactly is working.